Bear Simulator was doing fairly decently on Steam, but now the dev has decided to cease updating the game, which may come as a surprise to people who donated the $100,000 into its Kickstarter to get it made. This happened after some drama that we'll get into, but we're going to talk about Bear Simulator first. Jon Farjay is the creator of this game, of his own Farjay Studios. He is not a tested developer, but this game was apparently fairly decent for someone who hasn't really had any known other games in the world out there. An unknown developer, basically.
All right.
So it was receiving about 78%, which is mostly positive on Steam Greenlight. Let's take a look at what it would have looked like. So here's a screenshot from the game. You are the bear. You're testing your luck with the beehive. Who can know? Also, objective, steal the honey.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, it seems,
we
you
have
know,
other simulator games.
It seems a fun concept. I really like what's being presented here. You know, you're a bear. Bears like honey. Maybe I get to steal some picnic baskets too. That would be really great.
Picnic baskets.
Picnic.
Picnic?
Picnic.
I mean, that's how Yogi said it.
That's picnic.
But it's there were some issues. Jon Farjay himself had something to say about that. Well, the game didn't have a great reception, has a stigma against its name. There's plenty of other problems, so making any updates or going further is basically a lost cause now. Plus, not skilled enough to make the game better than it currently is or write better updates than previously. Also, don't want to deal with the drama anymore. Can't ignore it because that causes more drama, and can't do anything about it because that causes more drama. Drums!
Really?
Basically, I mean, like I said, it was doing fairly well on Steam Greenlight. A lot of people were like, yes, this game does need tweaking. It undoubtedly needs tweaking, but it's a good showing for a first-time developer.
Okay. Here's the thing about video games, especially indie games. You put them out there. You let people play them. You take the advice they give, the feedback, the quality control, and then you fix the game.
I mean, it is.
It's not that hard.
I've heard some speaking from other indie developers, which is welcome to the world of indie developing,
it's how
everyone.
Also, if people didn't want this game, they wouldn't have put $100,000 into it to begin with. And that's to just be like, oh, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I appreciate anyone who comes out and says, I am in over my head. This was more of an ambitious project than I could have handled. I get that. Like, I appreciate that. Then maybe bring in other people who could handle it. But you made a promise to investors, because at this point, Kickstarter is an investment. These people are investing in your project. You made a promise. Now you have to somehow make good or find a way to compensate them.
Well, I mean, let's talk about what's stopping him, which is the drama, his own quotes. And that is something, I mean, maybe not everyone can understand, but if you're wondering where this drama came from, well, we have only to look to YouTube's most popular personality, PewDiePie. Oh, I love that sound. Yeah, this is what he had to say. Random people tweeting at me, hate for making Bear Sim dev quit.
What?
If you ask the internet for 100K, then put out a bad product, then what do you expect? Finish the game. Some people obviously liked it.
That's what I just
and after that, of course, at the time, PewDiePie had a video out, had about 2.5 million views, I believe, but then he made it private for a while. And then he made it public again with a new description, which included, I've been faced with very harsh criticism in my days online, and I know it can be rough as hell. But you can also learn from it and grow from it. By abandoning the game, you're letting the people who supported and who is supporting you down, which isn't really fair to them. There's plenty of times when I felt like quitting YouTube, for example, but it just doesn't make sense to do it, just because some people maybe don't like it. Although being public on the internet isn't something everyone can handle, I get that. Here's to hoping that the developer has a change of heart. Take the video with a pinch of salt, like all my videos, honestly. So what he's saying there is like, yeah, I criticized you, but I feel really bad for making someone essentially quit game developing altogether. And I'll put this back on. I'm not going to retract my statement, but guy, here's some advice.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I think that's fair. I think, you know, in this world too that we've come into where we have a lot of content creators, we have a lot of people who have the ability now to make their own products, and that's great. Like I love Kickstarter, I love GoFundMe, I love Steam Greenlight, I love anyone out there who goes out there and makes something and tries to do it the non-traditional way. But you have to be open for criticism because that's the only way you're going to get better. You know, those of us who get the honor and pleasure, I say that, you know, with a grain of salt, but we work in a structured environment, and we have producers and directors and bosses who tell us to tighten things up and to write better and to, you know, make it a better product.
I don't have people telling me to do that.
Well then, you are very lucky. Where I come from in a traditional news world, you know, I always had someone riding my ass, and it made me do better, and I maybe that's why I have a thicker skin. But out there, you know, and we also have people out there in the comments. There will be someone in this video probably criticizing us for something that doesn't even matter or pertain to this video.
No, it's going to be something cruel and
it will be.
But you know what? It happens.
But still, people, like, I think it's important to have that feedback, and you just need to soldier on. And if someone has honest feedback, you have to learn how to filter out the BS. You need to learn to, like, not pay attention to people who are like, oh my God, I can't believe she's wearing a Gryffindor shirt. Gryffindors suck. Slytherins rule all. And then someone's like, oh man, I really appreciated her take on this, but I wish she had elaborated more on that. It's really important to look at that. And like, dude out there, Bear Simulator was such a great idea. And I get maybe like video games weren't maybe like what you should have been doing, but you had a great idea. Invest in the people that should and go forward, because people wanted this game and people put their trust in you. And, you know, I think PewDiePie was right. And I'm glad he put the video back up, because out there people need to kind of, if you're going to, they need to do it.
He actually added more of a thoughtful discourse than most people would, which was, look, I'm sorry that you had this reaction. This is not what I wanted you to do, but here, I want to give you some advice to go on. He probably did the right thing, and I really hope that Jon Farjay takes that advice and, you know, puts his work back out there for the people who supported him, and, you know, just keep getting better. Add constant updates. That's the way it was supposed to be in the first place. Nobody hates you. Well, we don't hate you.
We don't.
Do your best, guy. Audience, what do you think of what PewDiePie had to say, and what do you think of what Bear Simulator could be, would be, should be, was? Let us know below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more.